The Sabbath is real simple. It's real simple. Giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the 1144 first fruit. The Sabbath is extremely simple. Very, very simple. Just like Yahweh Shai said, the Sabbath was made for men. All right? Men weren't made for the Sabbath. Sabbath was made for men. It's Exodus 20:8. Remember the Sabbath to keep it holy. Remember the Sabbath to keep it holy. All right? Kodash is that Hebrew word for the word holy, means to be separated or consecrated. It just simply means to be separate. All right? Which is keeping the Sabbath solemnly. It's just, seriously, just keep it, okay? So let's get this word Sabbath, Shabbat in the Hebrew. And going to the Strong's definition, it means intermission. And I have this word intermission in a simple Google search here. It means a pause or a break. It's that simple. It is that simple. Now, of course, we're in Babylon. Sometimes brothers work Monday through Friday, or may have a 6-day week work schedule in their slavery. Of course, we keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability. If we were to have it, trust me, we wouldn't work on the Sabbath. Men who do gig work, like Uber, Lyft, Uber Eats, whatever you want to call it, any type of gig, or may have they're self-employed, they definitely will take this day off, because it is Sabbath. It's a Sabbath. They keep it. It's a pause. It's a break. They give themselves a chance to breathe instead of consistently working like Esau wants us to do. It's an intermission. It's an intermission for man to take a break, to take a deep breath real quick. It's real simple. The Sabbath is real simple, but you got individuals making it super complex. Super complex. Going into that word intermission, again, it's a break. When you dedicate something, you dedicate a day to take a break, right? A rest day. The Lord dedicated that Sabbath for a day of rest. Okay? It goes all the way back to the book of Genesis. Okay? But here's the word dedicate. It's a verb. So something that you actually have to partake in is an action. Is to set apart and consecrate. So the word dedicate or dedication is the same thing as holy. Okay? It's like the same thing as holy. Kodash, all right? Which means to consecrate. And when you go to the word dedicate, it has the word consecrate in it. So therefore, this is a synonym to the word holy. It says set apart and consecrate to a deity or a sacred purpose. Now you got individuals saying that you can have sexual intercourse on this dedicated day to chill your ass out, to rest. Again, it's that simple, just to rest. I'm just making it as plain and simple as possible. Now, when you look in the scriptures, when you have sexual intercourse, or when you know your wife, you know her again, or you penetrate her, you become unclean, and you have to clean yourself, and you'll become clean the next day. So, it's sometimes you chuckle at what goes on in Jake's mind sometimes. So if you're consecrating a day, you're dedicating a day, or you're setting it apart and you're making it holy. If you're having sex on the Sabbath, you are not dedicating that day. You are not setting apart that day. Instead, you're making that day unclean. It's just that simple. This is just for me personally. Just me personally. Me personally, I'm not saying you have to do this in your own household. It's just something I do. This is my form of trying to keep the law to the best of my ability. I have a guest room in my bayath, which is home or house in the Hebrew. I have a guest room, all right, or another room available. And whenever the Sabbath comes, I tell my rib to go chill in there. So I have no urges. I have no urges whatsoever when I'm by myself in my room. I have no urge. I have no want to, no nothing. I don't have a woman laying next to me, nothing. It's just me in my room by myself. That's just me. That's what I'm saying. It's one way that I can try to keep this as best as possible. You see what I'm saying? That's just one way. I'm not saying this is the way to do it. We're not perfect. We are rehearsing the righteous acts. But what I can say, how you practice is how you play. How you practice is how you play. Simple. All right? And how I practice the Sabbath, I'm not having sex on the Sabbath. Like that simple. Because I have dedicated this day to a day of rest. No work. No, the scriptures say it. No servile work. This day is a solemn day. Take it seriously. Take your rest seriously. It's a good thing. Hey, and you just keep it super simple. Sex requires a hell of a lot of energy. We're men here, all right, and grown women who are in tune and listening to videos that I put out or any other brother that they put out. Women with sense. It does take a level of energy that is consumed. Okay. So dedicate the Sabbath to be the Sabbath, which simply means an intermission, which go with the word intermission simply means a pause or a break. Take a break. If you have the means to do so, of course, if you work, you work. We're in Babylon. We're slaves at the end of the day. All right. So going back to this word dedicate, it says set apart and consecrate to a deity. So when this Sabbath day comes, you are supposed to have that day consecrated holy and set it apart. It's supposed to be a spiritual day. Set that apart and give your attention to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Even though you should be giving your attention all the time, but do a little, give a little more, do a lesson, read a little more, pray a little more. Maybe fast that on that day. Okay? That's fine. But it says set apart and consecrate to a deity or a sacred purpose. And in this case, a sacred purpose it's a rest. This was from the beginning. Created by the ultimate deity. It says consecrate, proclaim, affirm, set apart. It says away, and proclaim. It says pronounce solemnly. So solemn means to be serious, in seriousness. Devote with solemnity or earnest purpose. So devote this day with seriousness. Simple. Ascribe or address to someone or something. So pretty much you are to dedicate the Sabbath. Set it apart. Again, you chuckle and you laugh because Jake makes something so difficult or so simple, so difficult, so complex. This is base scripts. I am reading out of Exodus, the 20th chapter, where the 10 commandments are. The 10 commandments. And one of those 10 commandments is remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Keep that commandment the best you can. And keeping that holy is not having sex with your rib. You become unclean. No, keep it a buck. You're dealing with a demon. I'll keep it a buck. You are women. When you're dealing with a woman, you're dealing with a demon. Simple. No other way to put it. Why would you do that? Instead, make it separate. Separate yourself from a demon. Don't have intercourse with it. It can all be so simple. Let me go to that simplicity. It's real simple, man. Real simple. Salakia, let me find it. 2 Corinthians chapter 11 and 3. But I fear lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your minds should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Hamashiach. It's so simple that Jake fuck up on it. They slip, they trip up and fall. When you read the Gospels, Yahushua said some simplistic things that always trip people up. Prime example, he who was without sin cast the first stone. Tripped them up. They didn't have nothing to say to it. And it's the same thing in this sense with Exodus 20 and 8. Remember to keep the Sabbath day holy. Loosely paraphrasing. Keeping the Sabbath holy. Just don't do nothing. Read. Pray. Do a lesson. Again, Yahushua said it as well. The Sabbath was made for men. All right. When I want to say when the wicked scribes and Sadducees and Pharisees came up to Yahushua when there was a man with a withered arm and he healed it. It's a Sabbath. Well, okay, yeah. And just totally disregard the or when they were correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but when they're I think picking the corn or whatnot on the Sabbath day, and Yahushua brought out the fact, King David with the showbread had him stumped. It's just keeping it simple. The Apostle Gabar always says that the acronym KISS, K.I.S.S. Keep it simple, stupid. Just keep it simple. Don't think everything is just so deep. That this truth that it is a rabbit hole and it gets deeper and deeper, but there are some simplistic things that you have to understand. It's called basics. It's a foundation. Level your foundation to where you can actually start building thereupon and not making things so goddamn complicated. You never see a house that starts from the roof down. First off, that would be extremely hard to do. Second off, it just doesn't make any goddamn sense. So when you read Exodus 20 and 8, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Well, that's what it is. That is the base understanding. Just reread it. There's your understanding. To keep it holy. Consecrate it. Dedicate that day to rest like it was dedicated when you read Genesis, when you go into the book of Genesis, either first or second chapter. It's that simple. It's real simple, but Jake want to make things complicated. Lord willing, this was edifying to any individual who did have a question about the Sabbath and, what maybe you should be doing. I'll tell you one thing, it shouldn't be sex. All right? So dedicate this day to a day of rest. All right? So Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Chakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone to rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. So, Brother Kasha Kwal, until the next time, Shalom. And like always, repent, for Yahweh Shai is on his way back, and he's coming sooner than what we believe. Shalom.